All right. I was moving the goalpost. Let's be real about it. Early on, I did 15 and that was a duo with only one album in their discography. And I had the audacity last episode to say that I wasn't going to do anything with 1Punch because they only had one thing in them. Nope, you can't do that. If you did it for one and it was a bona fide group and they've come and gone, much the same as these guys have, then you have to acknowledge both. So 1Punch is who we're talking about today. And I wanted to get that disclaimer out on my own about not moving the goalpost. Based on what the Patreon patrons are saying, looks like December will be committed to the rookies of 2019. But just wanted to clarify this, that we won't be crossing this threshold of confusion again. And now I feel official enough to go on with the rest of the show.
You're tuned into an album a day. Show start.
Okay. An album a day is my exploration into the Korean music scene, and this podcast covers mainstream, indie, and some underground artists within the scene and provide both factual and opinionated commentary. And the biggest benefit to sharing my thoughts this way is that it will hopefully expose you to more great music and exploration of your own. So I can't ignore 1Punch. It's just not right. They were a Korean duo and they were with Brave Entertainment and debuted January 23rd, 2015. And they were a flash in a frying pan. They had one album called The Anthem, and this album was full-fledged hip-hop, very much a reflection of the old school South Korean acts as well as American hip-hop. It was very, very solid. It really was. They ultimately disbanded after one signed with YG Entertainment, and then he eventually left that as well. And both members debuted as solo artists in 2017. I'm familiar with them. I'm familiar with this album. I'm familiar with each of the duo. One for one, wow, that's redundant. One for one. Let's just go with Jaewon. His name is Jung Jaewon. But Jaewon did a really, really good album when he dropped his first project, and I really enjoyed it. And then he was stuck on the shelf for a long time. So he had a single album called One Day that he released July 27. Let's go look at 2017. July 2017 on YG Entertainment. And then he had a project that released just a few days ago called Private 01 or Private 1. It released November 11th, 2019. So like he's still out here. It was just a long time before he was doing anything else. And then the other member of the group, Punch, well, we better know him as Samuel Kim Arredondo. And that is a young man that a lot of people were familiar with because of his time on Produce 101 Season 2, as well as he was very much loved and supported by the wonderful, wonderful men of 17. He made his first appearance at age 11. Like, oh my God, I can't believe 17 been around that long. But age 11, he was on the show 17 TV as a trainee, and he left in 2013, but they still very much love him and are very supportive of him. So yeah, it's not over for these two. And he's from LA, just in case you're like, okay, like whoop-de-doo. Well, he's cool to me because he's Mexican American. So I have a very great love for that, as well as South Korean. His mom was is South Korean. His father was Mexican American. So that's dope. Like, I'm all about everybody embracing diversity. And he's such a cutie patootie when he was in 1Punch, and he's a handsome young man now. He's 17 at the time of this recording. So I hate that there was one project before it to be one project, ladies and gents and thems. Like, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being essential listening and 1 not worth mentioning, the A3Day rating on 1Punch's only album, The Anthem, is a 5. It is a solid a solid a solid way of honoring old school hip hop from two different realms, even though some of the writing for one of their songs is just absolutely ridiculous on the album. Uh Nightmare, which is the first track. Will be the nightmare. Hey, like, it's a cute song. It definitely has a crisscross vibe to it for those of you who are North American hip hop fans, or at least even aware of that song. And they even give a nod to that in the song. Like, it was smart. Like, it was a nicely done 4-track album. There were 3 songs on there, and the 4th happened to be an instrumental of one of the songs, and it just worked. Oh yeah, by the way, if you hear like random clicking and things of the sort on this particular recording, like, let me apologize. I brought one of my old USB microphones out of the woodworks. You know, I haven't been in America in a very long time, and I happen to still have a brand that I respect, but this could be a little dusty, could be a little fragile. Might hear some popping and clicking until I get things all squared away and I get the really nice microphone. The patrons know. The patrons most definitely know. I've talked about it with them in a private video. So special shout out to my Patreon patrons, the student body and the scholars who keep my vision of becoming your favorite Korean music historian, exploring all the industry from A to Z a real thing. If you're interested in supporting the growth of this podcast and supporting content, please visit patreon.com/multifacetedacg, all one word. And for as little as $1 a month, you too can get those behind the scene little access moments with me and things of that sort. And of course, much love to the support of support of my McWallas, the most amazing fan base a little entertainer such as myself could ever have. So this album is a 5. It certainly, undeniably, unequivocally is a 5. Even though it was produced in 2015, it's the sound is current, but it's also a good send-off to the way the music was produced back in the day. Now, it personally kills me that some of the things they're talking about is back in the day were like normal day for me. That was like my day. So it kind of jacks with me. That they're calling it, back in the day. But I mean, for crying out loud, Punch Samuel, he's freaking 17. Like, he's genuinely of age to be my little brother, my nephew, even my offspring in some cases. So I have to respect that that's where things were. And I don't feel that this was a silly attempt at a concept. There was a genuine an air of authenticity to this. Like, these young men knew what they were talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's cool. It sounds like some of the things that I listened to from the album with One Time. It sounds like things that I was familiar with back in the 90s, bopping the music. It just felt really, really good. I don't necessarily care too much for their aesthetic and the aesthetic of the videos. There's a lot of unnecessary emulation going on. But that doesn't take away from this album slapping. So I definitely recommend that you check this one out. It's not going to take a lot of your time, not in the least bit. Like, it's straight to the point. It's a small little animal, Wow, a small little animal. I don't know why y'all let me talk sometimes. I just don't. It peaked on number 17 on the Korean charts, and it only sold 407 units. That's ridiculous. For it to be as good as it is, it only sold a handful of units. And I don't know why. I don't know if that was a failure in promotion. I don't know how that fell through with Brave Sound. Brave Entertainment is not new to doing things. They're associated with low end, I still believe. I think they still. Let's double check that. Brave Entertainment. Brave Entertainment is a South Korean entertainment company founded in I can't even read. Just from me reading Hangul, I screwed myself up because now my brain is like, you're reading English? How dare you? Brave Entertainment is a South Korean entertainment company founded in 2008 by Brave Brothers, as articulated on Wikipedia. Kang Dang-chul founded this group after he left YG Entertainment. Brave Entertainment's Brave Brothers have collaborated with Starship Entertainment when it was revealed that he produced Sistar's debut song, Push Push. It has been producing songs for them, including their hit song, So Cool and Alone. They don't exist anymore, so clearly this hasn't been updated in a substantial amount of time. G. Whitakers. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why this fell through when they had so much potential. I don't know, and it's not for me to know. Currently, at the time of this recording, one member is 17, one is 25 years old. That's talking from a Western age standpoint. And, there's a lot of time that has passed. 4 years, a lot of things have happened. So who knows what the backstory is to that? If you know, though, I want to know. Tell me about it. And also tell me if you listen to the album. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye, y'all.